How I helped my friend escape. There was this guy in my history class, Tyler. We'd been friends since middle school, always sat together at lunch. That kind of thing. He was one of those people who was always cracking jokes, always had something funny to say. But during our junior year, something changed. He started showing up to school late, like really late. He'd miss first period almost every day. His grades started dropping, and he just seemed tired all the time. Dark circles under his eyes, sometimes he'd fall asleep during class. I asked him about it once, and he just said he wasn't sleeping well. Said he had insomnia or something. Then one day, he came to school with this huge bruise on his arm. Like, really bad. Purple and yellow, clearly a few days old. When I asked what happened, he said he fell skateboarding. Tyler didn't skateboard. I started noticing other things too. He'd flinch sometimes when people raised their voices, even if they were just laughing loudly. He never wanted anyone to give him a ride home. He always had an excuse for why he couldn't hang out after school. And his clothes, they were always the same few outfits. And they were getting kind of worn out. His shoes had tape on them where the sole was separating. My older brother had gone through something similar when he was younger, before my parents adopted him. So I recognized the signs. I knew what neglect looked like. One day after school, I asked Tyler if everything was okay at home. Really okay. He got really defensive at first, said everything was fine. Asked why I was being weird about it. But then he just kind of broke down. He told me his stepdad had moved in about a year ago. And things had gotten bad. His mom worked 2 jobs and was never home. His stepdad would drink and get angry. Tyler and his younger sister were basically taking care of themselves. He made me promise not to tell anyone. He said if anyone found out, they'd split him and his sister up. And he was the only one protecting her. I didn't know what to do. I wanted to help, but I also didn't want to betray his trust. I talked to my parents that night without using Tyler's name. Just asked them hypothetically what someone should do if they thought a friend was in a bad situation at home. My dad, who's a teacher, said that sometimes keeping a secret can be more harmful than breaking one. That if someone's safety is at risk, you have to tell someone who can actually help. So the next day, I went to the school counselor. I felt terrible doing it, like I was betraying Tyler. But I told them everything. They called Tyler in. He came out of that meeting looking angry and upset. He wouldn't talk to me for the rest of the day. That night, I got a text from him. Just said, "I can't believe you did that." I didn't hear from him for 3 days. I felt horrible. I kept thinking maybe I'd made a huge mistake. Then he showed up at my door on a Saturday morning. He looked different. Calmer, maybe. Less exhausted. He told me that CPS had gotten involved. That he and his sister had been placed with a temporary foster family. While they investigated, he said the foster family was really nice. They had their own rooms, regular meals, and nobody was yelling or drinking. He also said he was still mad at me for telling, but he understood why I did it. A few weeks later, my parents sat me down and asked how I'd feel about fostering Tyler. They'd been looking into it, and with my older brother away at college, we had the space. They knew Tyler and liked him. I obviously said yes. It took a while to process all the paperwork and evaluations. But 3 months later, Tyler moved in with us. His sister ended up with a different foster family, which was hard for him. But they still got to see each other regularly. And she was safe too. It's been almost a year now. Tyler's doing so much better. His grades came back up, he joined the robotics club. And he's even talking about colleges. He still has tough days, especially when he thinks about his sister or his mom. But he's healing. He told me a few months ago that he wasn't mad anymore about me telling the counselor. He said I probably saved his life, even though it didn't feel like it at the time. I guess what I learned is that sometimes being a good friend means doing something that feels like betrayal in the moment. If you see someone struggling, someone who's clearly not okay, don't ignore it. Don't just hope it gets better on its own. Talk to an adult you trust. A teacher, a counselor, a coach, someone. You might feel like you're breaking their trust, but you could be saving their life. And to anyone out there who's going through something like Tyler was, Please know that asking for help isn't weakness. You deserve to be safe. You deserve to be taken care of. There are people who want to help you. You just have to let them.